Hello friends, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How you doing today? Hope you're doing well and welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. I'm here to share my next or latest design team project for ShabbyDabbyDooDah for July. So I started working on this. I'm going to share with you, I'm using like several kits, digital kits of Tina's, and also so I'm going to share those with you, but I'm going to show you the cover I've already started on. So this is the front of the book. This was, let's see, I have my copyright right here. This is a book. This is a hardcover book, and the copyright is 1918 right there. So I was looking for a book this size and of this, because I printed this out, all the digital kits I'm going to show you, I printed them out at 90%. I wanted it a little bigger than my last couple, but not too big. And so I looked through my books, and this one just jumped right out at me. And it was the perfect size. I didn't have to cut the paper down or anything. It just fit right on here. I couldn't believe it. So this book is 5 inches wide by about, let's see, it's almost 7.5 inches long. And this is the cover. This is the piece here from the digital kit that I chose for the cover. And then I'll show you the back too. Here's the back. I love the shading and the color here. It looks like a worn out old book kind of. And I put this doily here in the middle as a centerpiece. I wanted to do some layering, a little bit of layering anyway. And this is from another doily, this rose. And when I remembered that I had these, I was like, well, that's so perfect. I mean, this has these digital kits you will see, they all go together, I feel like, because they have lots of mostly roses, I would say. So I put that right there to go with the overall kind of rose theme running through these digital kits. So I thought that looked really pretty. And I just did a straight stitch around the cover here and here, because I tried to sew through this book, and this book was harder than the last. I think I sewed through the last 3 covers I've been working on. This one was harder. It wouldn't go through unless I stayed right on the edge. I guess the edge was a little bit softer. It was still hard to go through, but I made it through. But if you can see here, I had to stay right on the edge of the paper here in order for it to sew through. So I just did that all the way around. So if it looks, like totally not straight or something to you, I mean, it's not exactly straight, but you can see, it basically is straight. Just if you're a perfectionist and you want to say that's not straight, you would be right, type of thing. But I did that because I was just sewing and making sure I wanted to be on the paper, because that was my, goal behind sewing on it. Also, not just for decoration, but also to, secure the paper. I mean, I did glue it down, but I also wanted to sew around to add another layer of security there, or support. So anyway, when I was sewing, just, watched the edge of the paper and made sure I was right on the edge of the paper, or else if I got too far in, my needle wouldn't go through. So, same thing on the front cover here. So this is you saw the inside. I put this, this is a trim that I have, really beautiful vintage trim that I picked up at a thrift store. And I was going to sew on it, but I can't, I can't sew over here. I could still sew over in this area, and I still might. I haven't really decided. I kind of am leaning toward not sewing it down now, but I still could sew right in the groove here. I think my sewing machine would let me do that, and across the bottom. I still might do that. We'll see. I mean, I already got my sewing machine ready to do it, and I got some matching thread, and I was like, I don't know, because I was thinking of sewing over here, and then I remembered, oh, I can't sew on this cover. It's too hard. So anyway, that's the outside. Oh, and I did coffee dye this. It was cream colored, but next to this this color of a doily. This was the color of the doily when I got it. I didn't coffee dye it or anything. It was too light or bright, so I coffee dyed that. And here's the inside. A couple more pages from Tina's Digi Kit that I'm using. I thought these were just so beautiful in here. And this is the trim, and you can see just a straight stitch around here too. You know, it was all sewed down at one time. So that's my cover, and I'm going to show you the beautiful kits I'm using. They're so cool, and I do like to cut them out and show you what they look like cut out, because I think they look, to me, they look, you know, more real. You know what I mean? Like they don't look like I printed them out. They look like, I don't know, scrapbook paper or just some papers I got somewhere or something. I don't know, but stationery maybe. But this, I have the name clipped on each one because I'm using so many. I didn't want to forget what they were called. So again, this is ShabbyDabbyDooDah, Tina's Designs. And this one's called Victorian Parlor. Okay, so I'm just going to take this off and flip through real quick. So I printed everything at 90% and one-sided, so I coffee dyed the backs of all these. I mean, of course, you have to coffee dye on this beautiful shading here. I mean, these are just so vintage and shabby chic looking, right? So here is this kit, the Victorian Parlor. And you can see my coffee dyeing on the back. Came out really pretty too. Very nice and kind of grungy looking. That's kind of like the way I like it, with lots of shading. This one has lines, as you can see. And then there's lots of like newspaper in the background. And see, this has Tina's collaging here. There's a picture and just all kind of interesting things on these pages and all of these kits. So we'll just flip through real quick here. I hope everyone's having a great day. It's still the weekend. This is Tina's coffee dyeing, and this is my coffee dyeing. Here's one with lines, and here's like that newspaper again, the little vintage lady looking there. And here's the last one in this particular kit. Very, very beautiful, right? Okay, and I'll show you the next one. I don't know how many I have here. I have like 5 or 6. So I just went crazy. Like, I'm probably going to have way too much, you know what I mean? But I can use them for my next design project too. So, let me put the little name back on here in case I need it. I know they're going to end up getting mixed up, but for right now I want to keep them separate. So this is another one all cut out. Let me put this to the side. This one is Victorian Parlor Ephemera. So that was Victorian Parlor. This is the Ephemera. Okay, so I cut out all these little pieces. Let me just hold them up a little bit so I can make sure you can see. But like, just, this looks like a little photo here with a background. Little things like this. A label with her pretty rose background. And so let me just flip through. Here's a little ticket. This one has lines on it that you could write on and make into a label. Here's a bunch of little flower roses, all fussy cut out. I've been really just crazy cutting here, as you can see. It didn't take me that long though, really. It just goes, I don't know, it goes pretty fast actually when I cut things out like this. Another ticket, these little round circular pieces like this. Here's a bunch of little postage pieces. Let's see, what am I doing? Turning them upside down so they're all, keeping them all together. A ticket. These are cool with the numbers. Let's see this one? A little number. Really cool, right? Isn't that neat? I like stuff like that. Just different. Can do so much layering or little clusters. And there's a lot, as you can see, there's tons of ephemera in this kit. I mean, these two alone, I mean, this one alone, this is really one topic here with the Victorian Parlor pages and the ephemera. I really didn't need any more, but I just picked out the ones I did because I thought they all went together and I wanted to kind of mix it up a little bit, and then use the rest for my next, whatever's left over for my next design team project. So this one's for July, and the next one will be, and these are gorgeous, aren't they? Little photos. Look at these. So cool, black and white photos. And then use that next one for my, let's see, it'll be July, August, September will be my next. That's cool, playing card. And that's, okay, so that's the ephemera for Victorian Parlor. And all cut out. And I will show you my next little digi-kit I'm using here. Let's see, that's that goes to go together. Now I've been wanting to try this one too. This one has some pink roses on it, and this one is called Ryland's 1946 Invoice. Okay, so with this you get all of these little pieces. So cool, like little labels, like almost like address labels, but they just have a name on them. All of these pieces right here just have Ryland's Brothers Limited Barrington on those. And then these are tickets, and then another one of the little labels. And then the invoices are in different sizes. So I didn't print these out at different sizes. This is how it is. I printed the kit, just printed the kit out one time at 90%, and this is what I got. So here's small invoices, different colors as you can see, and really cute. And I haven't done any distressing yet. And then here's this, pretty much the same ones, but in a bigger size. See this little stamp down here? That's cool. And there's some butterflies. And there you go. Green, blue, white, and that one. So those are the bigger ones. And then you get an envelope here. Very beautiful envelope. You know, one of those envelopes you fold up. This is the bottom. This is the top flap. I love this shaped envelope too. It's so cool. Now here's another invoice. Let me put that with those. And then a coffee dyed. This is Tina's coffee dyed paper that I coffee dyed also, because it was, hers is, you know, I just printed out one side and then I have to do the other side, right? So that is that one, Ryland's 1946 Invoice. Very cool addition to, or you could just use this by itself really and add some ledger and some, you know, other papers that you like. And there you go, you have a whole, all the pages you would need for a journal or whatever you're making. So cool, ephemera. Okay, the next one was another rosy one, and you can see why I picked it with the red roses, right? So this one is Birdhouse. Okay, Birdhouse, and it has a little BG at the beside the birdhouse, just in case you're looking for it in Tina's Etsy shop, and I will have all these linked below this video. But this is this one, Birdhouse BG. That might mean big, I don't know. So here, again, 90% coffee dyed on the back. See this pretty little label here, all the birdhouses, flowers, like a newspaper again behind. Some pages have lines like this, and you can see my coffee dyeing on the back. Beautiful birdhouses across the bottom here, and this is kind of marbly or you know, shaded there. Feed the birds, different things. See, here's a little writing spot here. Of course, you can write all over anywhere you want, but I think it's neat to have little lines, some, you know, here and there. And here's some more lines. More lines over here. Pretty birds and birdhouses and flowers. Here's a coffee dyed, Tina's coffee dyed. You can see there's a lot of pages in here. This one I had a blue piece of paper, and I just wanted to see what happened if I printed on it, and this is what happened. Excuse my voice. But I thought it was cool, and I will be using it. I know it's random, but just, you know, having fun, right? So that's that one. Lots of pages there. And then the next one, I've actually got, I just kind of went crazy with her kits this month, right? So this one is called, again, 90%, everything's 90%. This is Marples Invoice Set, so it's M-A-R-P as in Paul, L-E-S. Marples Invoice Set, 90%. So you get these little ones. Of course, at 100%, they'd just be a little bit bigger, really. Not much, just a tiny bit bigger. Probably almost, you probably wouldn't even hardly notice the size difference between 90 and 100. I just picked 90 because I thought, you know I have a book that's a little bit bigger than the last one that I used. And I didn't really even measure anything. I just said, I'm going for 90% and hopefully it'll fit. And you saw the book, it fit perfectly. So here's the other invoices in this set. So cool with all the writing and numbers and the different colors. And of course, Tina's additions of the flowers and the shading, you know, the whatever dyeing she did before. This is her blue. I didn't use any more blue paper, just that one piece I showed you. So any more colors you see are from the digital kit. So that's a little Marples invoice. I mean, you could use that in every journal, vintage journal you did, right? It's so cool. To add some little bit, and you can use them for pages. You can, if it's small, you could use it for a page, or you could use these as ephemera, right? Poke in a pocket or whatever. Okay, so this one is a small one, kind of, but oh, there's a lot here. Victorian Papers Final, this is called. Okay. You've got some little like letter looking things here, or kind of almost like certificates. So pretty, look at that. I coffee dyed them, but aren't they cool with the coffee dye and Tina's shading and the flowers that she put on here. And then here's another little bigger size. 4 of those. And then here is the biggest one here. So cool. Here's what it would look like as a page. Just loving these. As I was cutting them out, I was like, just couldn't wait to get started. Sorry, my voice. It is morning and it's the weekend. So there's that one. And let's see. This might have come. Oh, okay. I know what I did here. So that one I just showed you. Let me take a little drink of my coffee. This one I just showed you. I accidentally printed out this one. Okay, this is something you could do on purpose, but I did it accidentally. These Victorian Papers Final right here, I printed out accidentally black and white. Okay, it's like when I was printing, my color was on and then I went to print again. I didn't close the program or anything. I thought, you know, usually it keeps your settings, but this time it didn't. It didn't keep my color on. So it printed out black and white, and at first I thought, oh, shoot, now I'm going to have to throw those away, but I didn't. And I just went ahead and cut them out and coffee dyed them to see what they came out like, and this is what, I think they're really cool. So if you wanted to kind of use a kit, and I got to remember this for myself, if you're making neutral pages, say you don't want all the color, there you go, print it out in black and white, and I coffee dyed it, and you have yourself some neutral, beautiful flowers, still neutral colors. I was like, why have I not ever thought of this before, you know? I had to do it accidentally and find out, I guess, but so cool to get some neutral papers this way for a neutral journal. Like I just did that ledger kit, the ledger journal, and I was like, wow, I could have really used some of these in that journal. It would have been so, I mean, it was cool. It did come out really cool. But my next one, now I have to remember that I can print out any of these kits in black and white, coffee dye them if I want to, and or you can print them out two-sided. And I have myself some, I guess I didn't have a paper clip on that one. I have myself some nice neutral pages. So this is a little, just a little collage kit she has of these 2 pages. Of course, you have the pages and you can print them out as many times as you want. But this is what's in it. A Tale of 2 Cities, and these are collage pages. And of course, if you know Tina's collaging, she does beautiful work, and there's all kinds of things here. Music, doily, just all kinds of beautiful papers with her shading touches and her flowers here. So isn't this one, look at this one. Aren't these flowers totally beautiful? And just, you know, everything, there's a postage stamp there. Just all kinds, look at those. And there's a photo on this one. So beautiful, okay? So that's the tale, A Tale of 2 Cities. And I've got one more. This one I didn't finish cutting out yet. So this one is Birdhouses. And it's like this, okay? Just sheets like this. I don't remember how many there were, but it's just called Birdhouses. And of course it has the flowers on it. That would totally match any of these kits I just showed you. It's got little like words here. Home, tweet home, feed the birdies. And here you can see birds and birdhouses. And here they are. This is what I have cut out. I just didn't finish that one sheet yet. But here they all are cut out, fussy cut out. You know, all the little labels and the little birds. Some of the birds I cut around their feet. Like this one here, I kept the feet. But you can see how tiny the feet are. A lot of them I just cut off the feet. I was like, I'm not cutting around any more feet. I'm just going to cut these feet off. So, you know, you can do what you want there. Cut the feet, keep the feet, don't keep the feet. Whatever. Sometimes if there's a little piece that I don't want to cut out, like some of these little birdhouses have a piece of a flower maybe sticking out somewhere on the roof here of the birdhouse or over to the side. And I was just like, you know, I'm just cutting that. I'm just cutting. I was doing it like, oh, here's one. See, this one I fussy cut out. See this one right here? This is what I'm talking about. Has a little piece of flower sticking out. So you can cut some out if you don't want to cut them all out. All those little pieces, just cut them off. You know what I mean? You don't have to, you know, you can do whatever you want with these kits. You know, cut whatever you want to cut out. Don't cut out whatever you don't want to cut out type of thing. So I'm having fun with these and can't wait to get started now on the pages and decide whether I'm going to sew this pretty cover here on the, it doesn't need it. It doesn't need it, but I don't know. I don't want to get in the way of anything with sewing, you know what I mean? But I don't think it would because I'm using the same color, but it doesn't really need it for support. But I think it would be cool to have a stitch, just a straight stitch right here in this groove where, you know, the book cover folds. So anyway, I might just go for it just because I want to try it. I've done the sewing on the cover on my last couple, but I don't think I was aiming for the groove. So I'd really like to try that. So I might just go for it and let you know what I do. Thanks for watching today. I hope you enjoyed my new project and I'll keep you posted. So see you next time and happy crafting.